Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm so thrilled to be hanging out with you today because we've got a massive story to unpack. One that's got huge implications for retirees, taxpayers, and honestly, anyone who cares about their personal info staying, well, personal. It's April 2025, and right now, we're in the thick of a legal showdown that's making waves across the country. Picture this. New York Attorney General Letitia James just scored a landmark win against Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. Yeah, that's DOGE for short. And it's all about blocking them from getting their hands on the Treasury Department's central payment system. That's the system that handles trillions of dollars. Think Social Security checks, veterans benefits, tax refunds, and it's loaded with sensitive stuff. Like your social security number, bank account details, all that private data you don't want just anyone poking around in. This ruling came down on February 21st, 2025, and it's a preliminary injunction, which is fancy legal talk for, hold up, not so fast, we're hitting pause on this while we figure it out. So if you're a retiree counting on that April social security payment, or just someone who likes knowing your info's safe, stick with me. We're going to walk through what happened, why it matters, what's next, and how it could shake up everything from your monthly check to the future of government oversight. Oh, and I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Are you in Texas, Florida, maybe somewhere snowy up north? Drop a comment below with your spot and any questions you've got, because I'm here to dig into it all with you. Let's get rolling. So let's set the scene. Back in January 2025, right after the Trump administration kicked off its second term, they rolled out this thing called DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, led by none other than Elon Musk, the guy who's usually launching rockets or tweeting up a storm. The idea, slash government spending, think billions, maybe even $2 trillion if Musk had his way, by sniffing out waste and inefficiency. Sounds noble, right? Who doesn't want their tax dollars spent smarter? But here's where it gets messy. To do that, DOGE wanted access to the Treasury's central payment system. That's not just some boring database. It's the beating heart of federal money flow, dishing out social security payments every month, like the ones hitting accounts this April 1st for SSI folks, April 3rd for pre-1997 beneficiaries, or April 9th, 16th, or 23rd, depending on your birthday. It's also got your bank info, your social security number, all tied up in one big digital bundle. For retirees, that's the lifeline, those direct deposits you've been counting on since you hung up your work boots. But when DOGE asked for the keys to that system, alarm bells went off. Why? Because handing over that kind of access to an unelected group, led by a billionaire no less, raised huge red flags about privacy and security. Imagine if someone could peek at your social security payment history or reroute your deposit without you knowing. Scary stuff, right? That's where Letitia James swooped in. And man, did she bring the cavalry. She led a coalition of 19 state attorneys general, think California, New Jersey, a whole crew of heavy hitters, and said, not on my watch. They filed a lawsuit arguing that this move by the Trump administration was straight up illegal. Their big points? 1, it violated federal privacy laws. There's no rule saying some random task force can waltz in and grab your data. 2, it was a cybersecurity nightmare. Think about the chaos if that system got hacked because untrained DOGE staffers were poking around. And 3, it smelled like governmental overreach, like who elected Elon Musk to mess with your retirement funds? The Treasury system isn't just numbers, it's personal. For a retiree like my Uncle Joe, he's 78, lives in Ohio, gets his social security on the 16th every month. That's his grocery money, his rent, his everything. So James and her team took it to federal court in New York, and on February 21st, bam, the judge dropped a preliminary injunction. That means DOGE locked out for now, ordered to stop accessing the system and destroy any data they might have already snagged. It's a huge sigh of relief for millions, but it's just round one. There's more fight ahead. Let's rewind a bit. Why did DOGE even want this access? The Trump administration set them up to hunt down wasteful spending, and Musk's team argued they needed to see the full financial picture to do it. Think of it like auditing your household budget. You can't cut costs if you don't know where the money's going. They claimed it was all about efficiency, making sure every dollar of those April Social Security payments or veterans checks was justified. But critics, and there are a lot of them, said, hold up, that's not how this works. The Treasury system's locked down tight for a reason. Only trained civil servants with security clearances are supposed to touch it. DOGE, though, they're a mix of political appointees and special government employees, and some as young as 25, fresh out of tech jobs with Musk's companies like SpaceX or Tesla. No vetting, no Senate confirmation, just handed the keys to your private info. Privacy advocates flipped out and retirees started worrying. Could DOGE freeze payments to cut waste? Like, what if they decided my Aunt Linda's $1,200 monthly check was inefficient because she worked as a teacher with a pension? That's the kind of fear this sparked. Now, picture the courtroom drama, February 21st, 2025. A federal judge in Manhattan says, no, this ain't happening. The ruling's a big deal. It's not just a slap on the wrist. It's a legal wall slamming down on DOGE's plans. The judge agreed with James that letting DOGE in risked irreparable harm. Fancy way of saying once your data's out there, you can't unring that bell. If it got leaked or hacked, say because some 25-year-old coder didn't know the security protocols, it'd be chaos. Social security numbers floating around the dark web, bank accounts drained. Not a sci-fi movie, but a real possibility. Plus, the court said the states, like New York, couldn't do their jobs if federal funds got messed with. Think about it. States rely on that Treasury cash for schools, clinics, all sorts of stuff retirees use too. So the order was clear. DOGE, hands off, and if you've got any data, shred it, digital or otherwise. For retirees, it's like a shield going up around your April 9th deposit. Nobody's touching it until this gets sorted. What's this mean for you though? If you're a retiree, or even if you're not, it's a win for keeping your info safe. That social security check hitting your account this month, still yours, no unelected billionaire deciding its fate. The ruling sets a precedent too. Court saying, hey government, you can't just hand over our data without a fight. It's a flex for privacy rights, especially for folks like my neighbour Sue. She's 72, lives on her social security and a small pension, and she was losing sleep over this. She told me last week, I don't want some tech guy in California knowing my bank balance. Now, she's got some peace of mind, at least for April, but it's not all rosy. Musk and DOGE took a hit here. Their whole mission's about slashing spending, and without that Treasury delta, they're flying half blind. They can't see where the money's going, so how do they cut it? It's a setback, and they're not happy. Trump's already out there defending Musk, saying this is about fixing a broken system, while DOGE is facing more legal heat to prove they've got the right to even exist like this. Let's zoom out. What's the bigger picture? This isn't just about one court case. It's a tug of war between efficiency and privacy, and retirees are right in the middle. On one side, you've got Trump and Musk pushing hard. DOGE's their baby, born January 20th, 2025, the day Trump took office again. They want to gut what they call wasteful spending. Maybe that's bloated bureaucracy. Maybe it's programs they don't like. Musk's even floated cutting $2 trillion from the federal budget, which sounds wild when you think about Social Security alone being over $1 trillion a year. On the other side, you've got James and 18 other attorneys general, mostly Democrats, saying, slow down, you're trampling on rights. Public reactions split too. Privacy folks are throwing confetti, cheering this as a win against Big Brother, while some government watchdog types are grumbling it'll make it harder to spot waste. Retirees I've talked to, like my buddy Tom, ex-cop, 68, he's torn. He hates government bloat, but doesn't trust Musk with his data either. I earned that check, he says. Don't mess with it. So what's next? This injunction's temporary. It's like a timeout while the lawsuit plays out. The court's got more hearings coming, and both sides will slug it out over whether DOGE's access was legal, if it's constitutional, all that jazz. Could go a few ways. Maybe DOGE gets permanently banned from the Treasury system, and retirees breathe easy knowing their April 23rd payment's safe. Or maybe they get limited access, like read-only with a babysitter under crazy strict rules. Or wildcard, this could spark Congress to step in and rewrite the laws on who gets to see what. That'd be huge. New rules on data privacy could ripple out for years, affecting how your social security gets handled way past 2025. Either way, the nation's watching. Will this be a blip or a total reshape of government oversight? For retirees, it's personal. Your next check's secure for now, but the fight's not over. Oh, and speaking of you, I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Are you in a big city like Chicago, a small town in Georgia, maybe somewhere overseas? Oh, and speaking of you, I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Are you in a big city like Chicago, a small town in Georgia, maybe somewhere overseas? Leave a comment below with your spot. I'm dying to see where this community's at. And toss in any questions you've got. Like, are you worried about your social security with all this? Curious what DOGE might do next? I'll dig into whatever you throw my way. This story's still unfolding, and it's hitting close to home for so many. Imagine a retiree like my mum's friend Helen, 80, who checks her bank every April 3rd like clockwork. She's texting me, "Is my money safe?" Yes, Helen, for now, thanks to this ruling. But it's a wild ride, and I want you with me for it. So please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It's free, takes 2 seconds, and means you won't miss a beat as this saga rolls on. We're in this together, figuring out what it all means for your wallet, your privacy, your retirement. Thanks for sticking through this epic breakdown. Drop those comments and I'll catch you in the next one.